What impact does paying off all your debts and having zero credit balances have on your credit report? Hopefully, I can help you to understand that, at least from my personal perspective in this video, because I paid off all my credit balances and I'm reminded practically daily, sometimes twice daily, of what great offers there are to go out and borrow money. So, first of all, if you're new to me, I'm Daniel Shansmith, a barrister of England and Wales, but we're not talking about law on this channel. This is my helping you to build wealth channel. So please do subscribe if you like my content over on Black Belt Barrister, and I will do my level best to help you build wealth. But it's not financial advice, just like the other channel's not legal advice. But there we go. Caveats out of the way. Let's get into this. So I did exactly that. I left this for a good while to see what impact it would have on my credit report. And this is an often debated subject, which we'll come back to in a moment. And the result, but please do watch the rest of the video, is it actually doesn't have a negative impact on your credit report at all. Now, you can see that the payment history, because I've not needed to make payments, and the credit usage, I've not needed to use it, both say either high impact or medium impact on my credit score, both of which are excellent. But I have zero balances outstanding. So the only one I have is this credit card here, in fact, which has a zero balance. There is a some £1,000 limit on the card, which might impact my credit report. I don't know. This is just my experience. But this is often debated, as is evidenced by this comment here. Now, this is no criticism of the writer of this comment, because lots of people are up in the air as to what happens to your credit report when you pay off these debts, and what if you want to keep a good credit report just in case you need to borrow down the line. Now, I would always advise against it, because if you want to really build wealth, you ideally need to get rid of debt. Now, the common retort to that is that certain companies are debt leveraging and building money that way. That is better left to people that know or think they know what they're doing. For most people, and I would say well over 95% of people, I would say getting rid of debt is the best way of truly building wealth, personal wealth for yourself. But this comment here does suggest that a lot of people do misunderstand or just don't understand what happens to your credit rating when you get rid of debt. This comment says the credit rating system is complicit in that you don't get a good credit rating if you manage yourself properly, stay debt-free, solvent, pay cash up front, get a good credit rating. You get a good credit rating if you take out lots of loans, don't default on them, paying the minimum each month, etc., etc. Which is probably true, to be fair to that commenter. But I thought I would test out having zero credit balances and leaving that for a while and see what happens to the credit report. It did not, contrary to what a lot of people seem to think will happen, it did not crash to zero and say that I am not a very good borrowing candidate. Quite the reverse, actually. I must be on a list of people to target to lend money to, because all sorts of different providers here are apparently saying that I have pre-approval and up to 4 guarantees. And great news, I'm on top of my payments and there's a speedy decision available, and etc. And every now and again, it reminds me that I've paid off the balances. I might be pre-approved. Lloyd's has landed, etc. M&S loans alert, borrow for less. Practically daily, I'm receiving a different type of offer for some borrowing or another, whether it's retail finance, credit card finance, loans, you name it. These offers coming in 0%. This one here, 0% offers for up to 20 months. Now, a lot of people will think, well, that's great. And also, you might remember that I've talked a lot about having something on 0% finance just to be covered by Section 75 of the Consumer Credit Act, which is a shrewd move so long as you are mentally in control to not use that credit for anything else thereafter, because you get tied in. And even better yet, my suggestion would be is to have the money ready to buy the thing. And if you don't have the money to buy the thing, don't buy it. Whereas if you take it on 0% finance and then just pay it off, you still have the protection under Section 75, even though you've paid it off. So that is a better way of doing it. And remember, this applies up to £30,000. So more than 100, well, 100, at least 100, up to £30,000 you will get protection under Section 75 if any of it is financed directly linked to the purchase. So if you take out a loan and then you take that money and go and buy something, you don't get the protection. Whereas if it's vehicle finance, for example, it's directly linked to the vehicle, or if it's anything else, 0% consumer finance that is directly linked to the product, you will get the same protection under Section 75, which makes the company jointly liable with the trader for supplying the goods. And so that is the only time I think in the United Kingdom it is worth considering, but only if you have the money available to buy the thing so that you can finance it and pay it off. So it costs you precisely zero extra, but it doesn't tie you in to the temptation, such as these emails here, one after another, after another, after another. You can see this, the 14th of January, 2 on the 15th, 1 on the 16th, 1 on the 17th, 2 on the 18th. They missed the 19th. Maybe the email marketer had a day off. Maybe it was a weekend. I don't know. 20th, the 21st, 2 on the 22nd, the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 20th. It goes on and on. Daily I receive these offers. But as I say, it does not have a negative effect on your credit report if you clear those balances and you have a zero debt balance. So I hope that answers the question, at least from my perspective. It is not financial advice. The only financial advice I would give anybody is try to stay out of debt if you want to build true wealth. That is something I'm happy to say. But let me know your experiences. Have you had an experience that directly contradicts mine? Have your credit report gone down when you cleared off all your balances? Did you close the accounts? That might be something that might affect it. What I might do at some point is completely close this credit card and see if that affects the rating. But so far, leaving it sit there, not using it, don't remember the last time I used it, but not using it hasn't had a negative effect on the rating at all. If anything, it appears ostensibly to have gone up over the last 6 months or whatever it is. But hopefully that has been some use to you. Let me know your experiences down below, and any questions that you have in relation to the use of credit cards, the use of loans, the use of car finance, and how the consumer law applies when applying credit in these scenarios, because a lot of people do misunderstand the use of credit when it's directly linked to a purchase. And while we're on the subject of that as well, there is potentially an upcoming huge scandal with possibly hidden fees within car finance, which might be the new PPI that people will be looking into. So do make sure you subscribe for that, because I will be looking into that as and when it comes up, both on this channel and over on Black Belt Barrister, because it is something that is going to overlap both channels. It's money that you can get in hand, and it's something that has a legal angle to it. So I hope you found that interesting. Just my personal experience. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. And as always, thank you for watching.